I want to ask a question, Dominic. I don't care if you answer me or not. The question I have to ask is, what if the worst, the most horrifying attack in this country's history was the work of religious extremists?
I don't get it. Why does he wear a Guy Fawkes mask? Didn't Fawkes try to blow up Parliament?
More than 400 years ago, a great citizen wished to embed the 5th of November forever in our memory. His hope was to remind the world that fairness, justice, and freedom are more than words. They are perspectives.
Well, I don't understand. We know it was. They were caught. They confessed.
And they were executed, I know.
Where is he?
Penny for the guy.
Remember, the 5th of November, the gunpowder, treason, and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot.
He knows the truth.
Let's wake them up then, shall we?
In January 1604, King James I convened at Hampton Court Palace for a discussion with representatives of the Church of England, including the leading English Puritans. This meeting was to set forth a decree that would impact the entire world for the next 500 years, the creation of the King James Bible. A few months later, on Sunday the 20th of May, in the well-to-do Strand district of London, gunpowder plot mastermind Robert Catesby met with Thomas Winter, John Wright, Thomas Percy and the infamous Guy Fawkes at an inn called the Duck and Drake. Alone in a private room, all swore an oath of secrecy on a prayer book and celebrated Mass with the Jesuit priest and friend to Catesby, John Gerard. Once summer had come, Catesby met with the Jesuit superior of the realm of England, Henry Garnet, and put their plans into place for the blowing up of Parliament and the King with it, his heirs, lords, bishops, and the Commons, making up over 200 people, one of which was Richard Bancroft, Archbishop of Canterbury, and the chief overseer of the production of the King James Bible. 1/3 of the translating team of the KJV were also in jeopardy of the conspiracy against the king. The translation of the King James Bible was already underway by the end of 1604. The plotters, if successful, in one fell swoop would have prevented the King James Bible from ever being completed. This was the true objective of the Jesuit endeavour, the prevention and elimination of the King James Authorised Bible. It was announced on the 24th of December 1604 that the reopening of Parliament would be delayed. Concern over the Black Plague meant that rather than sitting in February, as the plotters had originally planned for, Parliament would not sit again until the 3rd of October 1605. During which time Robert Catesby met with Jesuit Superior Henry Garnet 3 times between June and July. Catesby asked him about the morality of entering into an undertaking which might involve the destruction of the innocent, together with the guilty. Garnet answered that such actions could often be excused, but according to his own account, later admonished Catesby during a second meeting in July in Essex, showing him a letter from the Pope which forbade rebellion. Soon after, the Jesuit priest Oswald Tesimond told Garnet he had taken Catesby's confession, in the course of which he had learned of the plot. Garnet and Catesby met for a third time on the 24th of July 1605, where Garnet decided that Tesmond's account had been given under the seal of the confessional, and that canon law therefore forbade him to repeat what he had heard. Without acknowledging that he was aware of the precise nature of the plot, Garnet attempted to dissuade Catesby from his course, to no avail. This was from the mouth of Garnet himself, and having the understanding that Garnet had in the past gave approval for a previous failed attempt at disposing with the king, these explanations Garnet gave in his defence are simply not believable. This, coupled with the doctrine of equivocation, wherein it is permissible to say one thing outwardly and conceal the truth, whilst in your own mind saying the actual truth to yourself and to God. A strikingly similar doctrine to that of the Muslim taqiyya, which is an Islamic juridical term whose shifting meaning relates to when a Muslim is allowed under Sharia law to lie. Both doctrines are even listed on the See Other links on each other's wiki pages. Which came first, the Catholic or the Muslim? Equivocation and taqiyya is permission to lie. This is exactly how Protestant Christians viewed papist equivocation as an excuse to outright lie. It should be noted that the Jesuit superior Henry Garnet wrote 2 treatises on the doctrine of equivocation. Literally, he wrote the book. At the gunpowder plot trials, Sir Edward Coke knew this, and there was little doubt, according to Coke, that the plot had been invented by the Jesuits. Garnet's meeting with Catesby, at which the former was said to have absolved the latter of any blame in the plot, was proof enough that the Jesuits were central to the conspiracy. According to Coke, the gunpowder plot would always be known as the Jesuit treason.
Would you prefer a lie or the truth?
In the movie V for Vendetta, Guy Fawkes in the Jesuit Treason is, in true Hegelian style, presented as a heroic endeavour against a totalitarian fascist government. While in real life Fawkes was the villain, in the movie he is the hero. Albeit his image is used as an icon to turn a convicted terrorist into a symbol for justice. The mask worn by the character, known as V, has become a cultural phenomenon through the group known as Anonymous. Ironically, Fawkes, a Jesuit coadjutor, the mask has become a symbol of the fight against the New World Order, which is the ultimate Jesuit objective to restore papal authority over the world. The movie is also pro-Islam, showing you a preserved contraband antique Quran, which to own is punishable by death, and is a demonstration of how Catholicism and Islam walk hand in hand.
What is that?
It's a copy of the Quran, 14th century.
Are you a Muslim?
No, I'm in television.
But why would you keep it?
I don't have to be Muslim to find the images beautiful or its poetry moving.
But is it worth it? I mean, if they found that here.
I told you, you'd be the least of my worries.
Another disturbing element is to be found in the motto,
By the power of truth, I, while living, have conquered the universe.
Personal motto?
From Faust.
That's about trying to cheat the devil, isn't it?
It is.
which in the movie is wrongly attributed to Johann Goethe for his play Faust. This is incorrect. The real source of this phrase is none other than the occult Satanist and black magician Aleister Crowley. In The Vision and the Voice, The Cry of the Fourth Ether, dated December the 16th, 1909, Crowley writes, Crowley was initiated into the 7th degree of the OTO by Theodore Ross. Theodore Ross in past time met with the French occultist and physician Gerard Oncasse, perhaps better known by his pen name Papus. Although not a member of a regular Masonic order, he had founded 2 occult fraternities, the Martinist group and the Rosicrucian Kabbalistic Order of the Rose and Cross. In addition, he was a member of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn and a bishop in a neo-Gnostic church. Oncasse provided Ross with a charter dated June the 24th, 1901, designating him Special Inspector for the Martinist Order in Germany. He also assisted Ross in the formation of the OTO Gnostic Catholic Church. Crowley himself later wrote the ritual to the Gnostic Mass. Crowley wrote in the Confessions of Aleister Crowley, the ritual of the Gnostic Catholic Church, I prepared for the use of the OTO, the central ceremony of its public and private celebration corresponding to the Mass of the Roman Catholic Church. There is no difference between the Gnostic Catholic Church and the church claiming to be Christian, as the Catholic Church is Gnostic, and the papacy is the biblical, prophetical and historical Antichrist.